rock and roll here. Jarvis, I have a little one that clips on the top of my phone.
Oh, on your phone. That's fantastic.
It's like a little claw. That's what I do for my Instagram stories, just to give that little extra.
That's fantastic.
The little light.
Haley remembered to put everything in Do Not Disturb, so it's not
good call.
ringing nonstop. All right.
All right, threw on my Do Not Disturb.
Hey guys, welcome. Good morning. This is our pre-show. We're making sure everything's running. You can hear us. Cynthia, hello.
Carrie Yancey, welcome. Mike Corretto.
Mac.
I feel like we really need some like background music.
Oh, I mean, I could. What do you want to hear?
Almost like I want to say almost like Price is Right, like doo 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 doo.
I mean, we could play I don't know, some like Caribbean vibes.
Oh yeah, Jason, why don't you hook that up? We've only got a couple minutes left, but Josh, good morning. Emmy, welcome.
Emmy, good morning. You can hear us all great. Okay, awesome.
If you guys can't tell, we have a special guest today.
Thank you for inviting me. I'm happy to be here.
It makes me wish I had a Mai Tai in my hand and I'm in Cozumel or Coco K.
Drinks and warm.
I would even settle for Labadee at this point.
Oh, we love Labadee. Stop it. We love Labadee.
You know what? I would love Labadee because I love the chef on Labadee Day. It's great.
I do too.
You guys are something else.
Cam's here. Anne's here.
Anne, hello. Good morning.
Guys, don't forget to share this out with your followers. You can share it on Facebook. You can share it on Twitter, Haps, YouTube, wherever you're watching from. Twitch. Jason, Twitch.
Yeah, I'm on Twitch.
Let's see here. We got one more minute. Or probably less than that at this point. We should do like one of those transitions.
Kathleen's in here. Hello, Kathleen. Good morning.
Okay, make sure. Okay, slides are good to go. It's gonna be a good day. Waiting. This is gonna be like my wait at midnight tonight.
Oh,
New Year's Eve.
Me too.
What is on my screen right now from Rick Sincata? Well, it's the cruising brunch. Here's the story. A guy named Jarvis.
All right.
Here we go.
Good morning, Haley. How are you doing?
I'm good. It's a really great day today. I'm in a great mood. How are you?
I am doing fantastic. I get my second COVID vaccine shot very soon. So that is today. So I am in a great mood. And we have a very special guest with us, the one, the only Ken Jarvis.
Good morning. So happy to be here with you guys.
How are things going in the great state of New York?
Well, you know, we're having some issues here in New York, but everything is fantastic, okay? Everything is fantastic.
Awesome. Well, I guess I forgot Haley's also from New York, but if you're not in the city, are you really from New York?
She's not from New York.
No, we're practically Canada up here.
Well, guys, for those of you who don't know, I am Jason Poole. I am a travel advisor with Cruise Planners and American Express travel representative. My partner in crime is Miss Haley Whiting.
Yes. Hello, everybody. My name is Haley. I write the travel blog, HaleyWithAFlair.com, and I am also a 14-year hotel veteran, and I also own my own hotel consulting company with Team Hospitality with a Flair. And I just love all forms of travel.
I love it. I love it. And Ken, do you want to give a quick little introduction for those who possibly don't know who you are?
Absolutely. I'm Ken Jarvis. Formerly with another group, I will be joining a new travel group, which I'll be announcing at 12 o'clock. Obviously, I think you can pretty much figure out who I'll be joining. But I'm just a world traveler, longtime traveler. I love travel, and I love sharing my experiences with my friends and my family through social media.
Awesome, Ken. Thank you so much. I'm so glad to have you here. So, guys, we did not plan to have Ken on such a breaking news episode, but we wouldn't have had it any other way. The stars aligned, and here we are. Guys, the number one story in travel right now are cruises are resuming this summer out of St. Martin with Celebrity and Nassau with Royal Caribbean. Bookings go live tomorrow or tonight at midnight for Royal Caribbean. Celebrity Adventure goes live on Thursday. So Haley, when you heard this news, what did you think?
I won't lie, I teared up a little bit. It's been a very emotional year, and one of the first things that came to mind for me is I feel like this is going to, not to get political here, but light a flame under the CDC a little bit. I think, Port of Miami, Port Everglades, Galveston are just going to be knocking on their door, on Congress's door, because that represents a lot of money. And I think watching MSC do this overseas and it being so successful, I mean, it makes sense. I'm really excited for it. What are your thoughts, Jason?
No, I agree. I mean, we also, let's not forget Royal Caribbean out of Singapore. So we've seen them over there, and things have gone remarkably well for Royal Caribbean in the Asian market. So I think this is obviously a great day. So Ken, do you think this makes the CDC lift some of the restrictions as far as test cruising? Or do you think they're going to no, we're sticking to our plan. We don't care what you're doing in foreign ports?
I think this is definitely going to cause the CDC to reevaluate. And when you think about experiences, if you can go to Vegas, if you can get on a plane, maybe you should be able to get on a cruise ship. And this is a great thing that Royal and Celebrity are doing by having a proof of concept. Let's start cruising. Let's see how it goes. This is really going to put some pressure on the CDC to say, okay, let's start some US cruising.
Well, and honestly, going on a cruise this summer with Royal Caribbean and Celebrity is going to be more strict than getting on a plane and flying to Las Vegas. The Bellagio is not requiring a negative COVID test.
That's right. Or vaccine, right? 100% vaccinated people,
right.
Adults, that you can go to Vegas. You don't even know what anybody has. So, Royal Caribbean, Celebrity, the cruise lines, they know what they're doing. They've had experts in place who've come up with the new procedures. It's going to be interesting to see what some of them are.
No, I agree.
In the comment section, I was actually thinking of this as Kathleen was typing it. I think one of the hesitations when it comes to the CDC, though, especially recently, is Florida just being such a wild card when it comes to, standards and whatnot. And I wonder if this is something to start, restart U.S. cruising where the CDC is like, okay, Port of Miami, Cape Canaveral, et cetera, if you want to cruise, here's the guidelines. And it is what it is. I'm anxious to see that. I understand that that's definitely a wild card as well.
No, I agree. There we go. It says, it says I lost connection for a moment. It looks like I'm back. Okay, sorry about that.
Leave it to the Southerner. Just
yes, the one Southerner down here. It's my AT&T internet, right, Ken?
Oh boy. Better matters.
Better matter.
I think one of the pluses, though, to the cruising restarting in different countries is you're definitely going to have your diehards that are leaping to do that. We're all diehards, and you're going to go. And we're also going to be the demographic that's more forgiving if things don't go that way, because there's just we're ready. I'm like, I would stand in an outdoor muster drill, which we don't have to anymore, for hours. Like, I would give up quite a few things just to have some vitamin C back in my life. So I think that's a perk to it being in the Caribbean as well for the start.
So, Ken, as a seasoned cruiser,
Mm-hmm.
what are your thoughts on some of the unknowns about are masks going to be required on board? We don't know yet. I kind of expect it in some public areas like elevators, corridors, but we don't know. No interior ocean view rooms. Not that that affects you, but some people are complaining about it, right? Vaccines being required. So as a seasoned cruiser, what are your thoughts on the vaccine requirements, but still not knowing some answers on things like mask and will the nightclub be open?
I got off the last cruise on February 19th.
I was there with you.
Yes, you were. I am dying to get on a cruise ship, to be at sea, to stand on my balcony and see what's going on and see the world go by. I understand post-pandemic, in the pandemic, right? We're not even post, we're still
No.
that things are going to be different. I accept that. I'm not happy that I may have to go on a Royal Caribbean shore excursion. I'm not happy about wearing a mask at the pool. I'm not happy that the windjammer will be significantly different. But you know what? It beats not cruising. And what I really like is I'm going to take the experience. If I don't like the experience, then I won't cruise until things change. But I definitely want to get out on the sea. And look, bottom line is I want to be protected, right? So I want to go on vacation, but be protected. So I hope there's masks. I'm very encouraged by the 100% vaccination because look, I want to be safe and I want a vacation.
No, I could not agree more. We've all been critical of many in the industry feeling like, what are they doing? Where's the plan? What's the plan? And just mad props to the Royal Caribbean group for coming out first. I am shocked that we haven't seen anything from competitors yet. So kudos to Royal Caribbean Group for being the first to do it. Excitement. It's going to be safe. I totally trust Royal Caribbean. I totally trust Celebrity Cruises. So bravo to them.
You know what's interesting too, Jason? I'm going to level set my expectations. I know there's no Terminal 18 or the brand new terminal in Nassau or in St. Martin. So I'm expecting long lines. I'm expecting to work well. But you know what? None of that matters. I want to get on a cruise.
Well, and with these ships being reduced capacity to about half.
Wonderful. It's
maybe there will be lines, but all of a sudden half capacity boarding in Nassau, half capacity boarding in St. Martin, all of a sudden seems pretty appealing.
100% agree with you. And you know, that's a huge point. I was on a cruise. Actually, we were on a cruise where there was a hurricane and 1,500 people didn't show up on a Voyager class ship. We felt like we had the ship to ourselves.
It was amazing. Amazing.
That we're going to get, I'll sign up tomorrow for that. Literally.
Right. Trust me, you will be signing up tomorrow.
Jason, do you think it's going to be a thing? Like, you know, some countries like Aruba have required when you travel there to purchase their travel insurance. Could you see that becoming a thing?
You know, I don't think so. At least not with the Bahamas and St. Martin, because the Royal Caribbean Group has been in negotiation with these countries for some time. And
I meant like Royal Caribbean requiring you have travel insurance.
Oh, again, I think if they did, they would have been part of the announcement on Friday. And so I think they always say, you know, they always recommend it. I always buy travel insurance. I know both of you always buy travel insurance. And I'm telling my clients, when you're traveling in a pandemic, even if you're one of those, like, I typically don't buy it. It's like, what are you thinking? You have to get it. So I don't think they're going to require it, but as a travel advisor, I strongly encourage it.
You'd be insane not to have travel insurance during a pandemic. You'd be insane.
Right. I agree. And Allianz announced either it was a week or two ago that they've added a lot of COVID-19 enhancements to their policy. So I was very happy to see that from Allianz. Well, Ken, we brought you on to do an interview section. Thank you for coming on early to discuss the breaking news of the cruise industry.
Absolutely.
We just want to just kind of have a conversation with you about your cruising experience, what you like, what you dislike, your background. So we'll let Haley kick it off.
Perfect. So for those of you just joining, this is Ken Jarvis of House Jarvis. First of his name, Pinnacle member, King of Coastal Kitchen, Sultan of Suites, and Breaker of Interior Cabins. So we know he's a diehard Royal Caribbean fan, but he's a diehard suite fan, which is why we wanted to talk to him today. So why do you book a suite on your cruise? What is your favorite suite perk?
So, I love the amenities. I love to cruise. And I always say that there are levels to this. And one of the things that you can do is have a different level of experience. So you can definitely go get an inside cabin or a balcony. There's nothing wrong with that. You are still on the cruise having a great time. But when you're in a suite, there are certain additional amenities that come that I really, really love. I love the suite lounge. I love having a concierge there that's going to help me. And when you think about the levels, there's something that Royal Caribbean has called Star Class, where you have a genie, which is really your personal attendant. That genie usually has you and another cabin, and they're there to make your experience even better. Now, look, it's very pricey, right? And it's a splurge to do it, but the experience is what's so popular and great. And you know what? I like a little more room on a cruise too. So that's really why I tend to book suites. So I guess I always book suites.
Yeah, tend to book suites. That's funny. So Ken, so talking about amenities, so some cruise lines feature a ship in a ship concept. So like Norwegian cruises have the Haven. Celebrity is rolling out the Retreat. So basically, for those of you who don't know, you get your own pool, your own lounge, your own restaurant, your own sun deck. Royal Caribbean has some of this, but not to the extent that Norwegian and Celebrity do it with the ship in a ship. So Ken, what are your thoughts? Which suite experience do you think you like better? The Royal Caribbean, where yes, you have a restaurant, but you're largely with the whole ship, or Norwegian and Celebrities, where you can kind of be totally secluded?
So, it's interesting that you asked that question, right? I love ship in a ship. I love being, and I don't want to say it's segregated, but smaller crowds, better, more service. When you think about what Royal was doing, I mean, the suite lounge is fantastic. Coastal Kitchen is fantastic. Some ships actually have the suite sun deck, right, where you can have a separate area where you can lounge. I was really hoping that Royal brought the Spectrum suite experience to the domestic US. On Spectrum, not only do you have your own restaurant, you have your own solarium floor, and you also have your own elevator, which is something that I thought Royal was going to do on Odyssey, but they chose not to stay with that design. But Suite in the Suite, it's great. You want to pay for more amenities, that's what you get. Royal, I think, is going to be transitioning to the way NCL does it with the Haven and the way Celebrity does it. So I look forward to that experience on Royal coming soon, I hope.
Yeah, no, I agree.
That's awesome. Well, speaking of suites, and since I'm kind of the resident hotel chick here, do you always book a suite at a hotel?
So that's interesting, right? I don't, but I have really good status with the hotel of my choice. So I normally get upgraded to a suite. One of the perks of having good status is that I'll get the best available room, but I don't generally book suites in hotels because I'm there too short.
That makes sense. So a first-time cruiser comes to you and they're like, Ken, you're a professional cruiser. Mm-hmm. My family, we have a budget of $5,000 this year to go on vacation. Would you recommend me to do one suite experience on a cruise, or do 2 cruises in a year in a balcony?
That is an easy answer. Do 3 cruises in an inside cabin.
Okay.
Wow.
Wow.
The experience you got to be there, right? You got to be in the game.
Okay.
Go with what you can afford. Just be there. right?
Right.
You can have a similar experience. It doesn't matter how big your room is. You're still going to those ports. You're still on the ship. You're still seeing the shows. You're still eating the food. So I would say, I know that's probably a surprising answer from a suite guy, but book what you can, book often.
Yeah, you know what? That is true. I would rather go on more trips a year at more affordable rooms than just splurge for that one suite a year. Haley, do you agree?
I agree. And I think kind of what that comes to, especially when you start cruising, it's very family friendly overall.
Mhm.
When you start, go experience their ports, the ports, pardon me, get those experiences and whatnot. So by the time, you've cruised a bit, maybe kids are growing up doing their things, like you have a little bit more money. So then when you cruise, like book a suite the next time and enjoy the ship because you've already done all these ports.
Agreed. Agreed. Okay. Well, thank you for that curveball of an answer. I was not expecting a
I wasn't
third option.
expecting that.
You never know what you're going to get with me. You never know.
So I'm really excited about what he's going to say for this next question. If you
Okay.
could define the suite experience for a future new ship, what would you pick for features and amenities?
So just a continuation, most of my frame of reference is Royal. I've been on 70 plus Royal cruises, one celebrity. And what I love about the suite experience, I would just continue to enhance it, right? I love the Coastal Kitchen, which is the suite restaurant. I think the suite sun deck should have a pool there. By adding that, and look, we don't want to be segregated from the general population, as I call it sometimes.
Liar.
But we want the ability, because remember, we are paying significantly more than the basic cruiser. So we want more amenities. So the restaurants, the entertainment, I love the small things like the enhanced check-in, easy on, easy off. Just continuation of stuff like that. I don't want to build a big wall around the suite so that you can't interact, because look, when I travel, most of my friends aren't in suite, so I still want to have experiences with them. But there are times that I just want to be, with the concierge in the suite lounge, on the suite sun deck, in the reserved seating at a show.
Right.
And I need the concierge to help me off because I usually carry a lot of luggage. So
No. So one last question for you. Talking about suite experience, because you said you pay a lot more than the general public, which is true. I mean, suites are significantly higher than balconies and especially interior cabins. Mm-hmm. What do you think is the most important factor in a cruise? Your status with the cruise line. And for those of you who don't know, Ken is Pinnacle with Royal Caribbean. That is as high as you can get with Royal Caribbean. So what's more important walking on board, your status or your room type?
That is a great question, Jason. And when I think about it, so there's sometimes some division on ships, especially as you're in the Diamond Lounge or the Suite Lounge, because the people who have gone on many cruises, the true loyalists, believe that they're getting less than the suite people. And I completely understand over time, you've given more to Royal than a suite person. But if a suite person is paying $12,000 for a room, then the suite person should get the amenities that they are entitled to also. So I don't like the question, because I think we should never divide people. So I think the high time Diamond Plus people should continue to get as much as they can because they are loyalists. But the first time suite people you've gotten the Royal Loft Suite, you've paid $35,000, you should get every amenity and the rights as the loyalist. So I think there's a mix between.
Yeah, no, I know. Absolutely. I mean, I've put clients on Royal Caribbean, for example, first cruise ever, Star Class.
Right. Right.
And they deserve the genie. They deserve Coastal Kitchen. They deserve to never wait in a line. They deserve to be first on, first off. Yep. I mean, because they're paying more than 24 people's interior cabins.
Exactly.
So, well, Ken, that is all I had.
For me in the hotel world, Jason, it's the difference between recognition and entitlement.
Oh, sure.
Your priority members deserve to get recognized. Sure, give them a bottle of water, give them a snack, give them a plate of chocolate covered strawberries, little handwritten note. That's what that is. The entitlement comes from the price.
Yes, I agree. I think that's the great way to phrase it. The entitlement comes from the price.
I love it. That's great.
I love that. I think Ken needs that on a T-shirt,
I
Haley.
do.
Well, I can make them just like
I love it. Well, Ken, thank you so much for spending some time with us on this Tuesday morning. Where can our viewers follow and find you on the internet?
So right now I'm on Periscope, Casey Jarvis. At 12 noon, I will have breaking news. I'll be identifying my new platform, my new travel group. It's not really, I guess it's not going to be a surprise. My new travel group and something big that I've planned for the summer. So stay tuned on Periscope, Casey Jarvis. Thanks for having me, guys.
Okay, thanks, Jarvis. Bye. All right.
Jason, we're going to segue right into these two down here.
Perfect.
So this is a repeat. The country list officially has not updated, but I did add a new slide in for countries that are open for vaccine passports. So the countries listed here, you can travel to with a vaccine passport and not have to quarantine or take a test prior to travel.
Yeah, I'm excited for that very first one. I called Haley last night. We were kind of talking about what we're going to do this summer. Like, we want to do adventure with Royal Caribbean out of Nassau. We want to do celebrity out of St. Martin and like, later in the summer. And I was like, Haley, I kind of want to go to like Greece later. And she's like, me too. So I am super excited that the world is slowly opening up. Well, Haley, you have a great travel tip of the day. And full disclosure, this is one she taught me last night. True story. So, Haley, tell us the travel tip of the day.
So the travel tip of the day is if you are a traveler and your hotel reward points are extremely important to you, you travel a good amount and you want your free stays, do not book on third parties like your Hotwire, your Priceline, Expedia, hotels.com. They have their own rewards program, but you cannot double dip with these types of reservations. Now, there's the whole debate of, which is better. I mean, if you're somebody that maybe travels once or twice a year, maybe hotel points aren't that big of a deal to you.
Right.
But, if you have status and you get bonus, like, just don't do it. You won't get your points. I wish I had $1 for every time I've had to have that conversation.
I mean, like I said, true story. You taught it to me last night, right? So I think that is a great travel tip of the day. Now, we have a really great question of the day. This is from Pam, my good friend. I've known Pam for many years. With the news of Celebrity Cruises moving the Celebrity Millennium out of St. Martin in June 2021, Pam wants to know, what is it like sailing out of St. Martin? Like, what does it look like flying in? What does it look like getting from the airport to the hotel? Recommendations on how to get from the hotel to the cruise pier. So, Haley, you've been to St. Martin many times. What do you expect it's going to be like sailing out of St. Martin?
First off, when getting there, it's beautiful.
It is.
First thing I added, like that water. That is, I think, one of the most beautiful blues, just right there in St. Martin.
Yep.
So I think it's going to be very similar to what we're seeing with some of the lighter international travel. You're going to have to fill out a health questionnaire form when you fly and get a barcode for your COVID test. So if you ever go and look on YouTube or TikTok or Instagram Reels, there's videos of people that are going to Hawaii. Hawaii has a very similar process. So, expect a longer line at the airport to go through checkpoints. That is a small airport at SXM. I think it's going to take a little longer at the pier. I could see them trying to enforce maybe those times, how you're supposed to go between 1 and 2 or 2 and 3. We
which
all
I always ignore. We all ignore it.
now would probably be not the best time to ignore those. I think kind of
That's the point.
following suit. But I think mostly that thing. I mean, there's great transfers. You have great hookups for
I do.
transfers. There's lots of taxis. There's lots of great rental car options. My dream world is I would probably hire a car service for the airport, and I'd hire a car service to take me to and from the pier. And there's a lot of beautiful hotels to choose from. What are your thoughts, Jason?
No, so I agree. So the first tip I would give is don't fly in the day of. Okay, you're flying during a global pandemic. I mean, by June, I really do think things will be much better, but it's still, we're still in the pandemic. St. Martin's a little bitty island in the Caribbean, right? And that ship is leaving with or without you. So I would definitely fly in at least one day before. Personally, I love St. Martin, so I'm thinking like 2 days before. There's like hotels in St. Martin are not that expensive right now. So stay there. And as far as car service to the cruise port, if you stay at some of the properties that are like beachfront on the Dutch side, you can literally just walk to the terminal or hop on the water taxi, right? I mean, it's very close. It's very, very close. So my tip is just be patient, go at least a day early, smile through your mask as, people are checking temperatures. Lots of flight options, but not as many as going into a place like Nassau, right? So Nassau has nonstops every day from Orlando, every day from Miami. Anne was asking about direct flights from St. Martin. I think there's direct flights from Dallas, Miami, maybe Atlanta.
I think JFK has one too.
I think right. So if you live like me in a smaller airport market like Nashville, I'm going to be hopping on a connecting flight to get down to St. Martin. So Pam, I think that's a great question.
Absolutely. And I think, Jarvis touched on this. Dial back your expectations.
Yep.
These people are working so hard, and there is that overweighing stress that this needs to be perfect and it needs to go well. So if you're complaining about waiting in line, you are just adding on top of that anxiety, and that's not fair. I mean,
agree.
We see it a lot in the hotel industry. I have some of the hotels that are in my portfolio that beat up the front desk because, they had to limit some of their breakfast items. Like, you can go in with a very open mind and dial back expectations.
It's a global pandemic, right? Let's just be glad we're flying to St. Martin. So great question. And guys, if you have questions for the future, we would love to discuss them on the show. Haley, where's the best place for people to ask questions?
Absolutely. You guys need to head over to our online community, which is todayintravel.live. It is a Facebook group. Even if you're not a huge Facebook fan, please go over there. It is a complete community. It's not just about Jason and I. This is a great place for you guys to post your tips, any questions you have, share pictures from some of your favorite trips to inspire others to try there and ask questions. This is a very open discussion community. So make sure you guys check that out. There will be a post probably next Monday, and they're asking for a question, so you can be the featured question of the day. In our next broadcast, I will be live from Vegas.
Oh, you know what? I'm going to do it without you next week. I'll be too jealous to see you. Awesome. Well, I have got to run. It is time for my second COVID vaccine shot. So I've got to get in the car and head on out. Haley, it was great talking travel with you. Guys, if you don't know, we do this every single Tuesday at 11 a.m. Eastern time, 10 a.m. Central time. So can't wait to see you. Haley, it was great as always.
Now remember, we have to do an end card, so we got to pose and smile and let people stare at us for a couple.
All right. Bye.
All right, bye, guys.